What's up, wrestling fans? Welcome to episode number 206 of Smack Talk, presented by SmarkOutMoment.com. I'm Tony Mango, your host of the panel, and joining me on this panel, I've got Mike Payton.
Hot dogs cause cancer.
Damn right they do. Fucking hot dogs. Stephen Wago.
I'm Tony Mango, and I sound really happy on this episode.
At the very beginning of it, at the very least, right?
Yeah.
A little bit later on, I'll be like, alright guys, we're like part 4 or some fucking shit, I don't know. Attention, maggots. We're on part 4. Now we're still on part 1. Drew White's also here. What's up, Drew?
G.I. Joe.
And Sean Walker as well.
This isn't the Premier Pals.
It is. Soccer and some football and shit.
I don't know, man. Chirp, 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 chirp.
We were recording this on a Tuesday night. You know what happens when we record on Tuesday nights. Our main event is going to be whatever it ends up being. I don't know for sure, but it's supposed to be.
What is this, a fucking episode of Raw?
We'll see what ends up happening if people start arguing and we turn it into a different one, you know. But who knows? The plan, at the very least, is that we'll be going over different scary gimmicks that WWE has had over the years, all like the most frightening wrestlers and whatever.
Oh, but there's always a plan B.
Yeah, right. Might be a tag match or something.
Play it?
Well, I don't know how to follow that up.
Holla, holla, holla.
I'm just like, I don't know.
I think that's just when we hit Teddy Long's music and dance off. Scream Fade Black.
Fuck, we're gonna need to do that a lot tonight.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Well, before we get into our main event thing, we've got a couple other things that are going to happen as well. We've got the hot tags coming up in part 2, rest hold break in part 3, which I recorded ahead of time, so that's nothing crazy on that part at the very least.
Oh, so you just skip it.
Yeah. The fantasy league's going to come at the end of the show per usual, and we are in part 1 right now, which means it's time for the Ask Him, the wrestling trivia questions of the week. And if you don't know what the hell that means, let me give you a quick little breakdown here. 2 questions that tie in together in some fashion. 1 question goes to the panel, 1 goes to the audience. Before we get into this week's set of questions, we got to go back and talk about last week. Those were Hell in a Cell related. Question to the panel: how many wrestlers have competed in a Hell in a Cell match? That was 33. Question to the audience: which former WWE employee claims responsibility for creating the concept of Hell in a Cell? That was Jim Cornette. A couple people actually got this correct this week. We got Christopher Marin. He guessed correctly with Jim Cornette. So did Mike McCormick. Watchman King says, I kind of remember seeing this before, and I think it's Kenny Bolin. If not, then fuck Kenny Bolin. And meet Stasiak, too. I don't care if his name is wrong. Fuck him for that weird last name. Someone to Doom says, I'm going to guess Vince. It sounds likely for him to take credit for it, even if he had nothing to do with it. Or Russo, or Cornette. I don't friggin' know. I'll go with Vince. Fuck Lanny Poffo. Fuck Byron Saxton. Fuck whoever decided to turn Paige heel and then pretend it didn't happen for 2 weeks, only to do it again after the pay-per-view and during last week of our inaugural official Fuck Susan G. Komen month. Fuck Susan G. Komen. Alright, he's backing me up a little bit from my comments on Monday Night Raw. Mark Swaby says, R-Truth said it was Little Jimmy, but he's an idiot, so what does he know? But I seem to remember Jim Cornetto saying something about it once. Maybe he's not such a retard after all. If not, fuck R-Truth and go for Dusty, and fuck the Divas for promising so much and delivering so little. Peter Piccinini says Eric Bischoff, or was that Chamber? That was the Elimination Chamber. Declan Mackery says, well, I mean, Jericho invented everything. I guess he's got a point there. Although maybe it would be Austin this time. Those guys always get confused. Who did what? Like, who's on the cover right now? Jericho, right? I think so. Mono Apex, lastly, he says, the guy who made the idea to put 3 cages stacked on top of each other, P.S., he made the original Hell in a Cell on the day he wasn't snorting crack. What? You lost me on that one a little bit here. So let's get into this week's set of questions. We just had Hell in a Cell, but we're going to transition from that cage to something a little bit more fitting to the holiday season and talk about Halloween Havoc. Back when WCW was still somewhat classified under the NWA, they had the first ever Halloween Havoc in 1989, and the main event for that was a Thunderdome match. Question to the panel, who won that match?
Ric Flair.
And?
Not Ric Flair.
Rick Steiner.
Nope.
Scott Steiner.
The Four
Sting.
Horsemen.
Nah.
Curryman.
Is it Arn Anderson?
Jackal?
Pat
No, but
Patterson?
Ole Anderson was involved.
Was it Dusty?
Was it Mr. Anderson?
Nope.
Was it Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
Mm-mm.
This is WCW, guys.
Oh, so was it Hulk Hogan?
Nope. Specifically, it was NWA WCW.
Oh,
Is it Harley Race?
Nope. By the way, I apologize if you hear the echo in the background. I think it's on Sean's end, or maybe.
So
Drew's.
maybe he should mute his microphone?
Yeah, I don't think
Luthez.
you can hear it anymore. It was
Luthez.
Sting. Ric Flair and Sting.
Stang.
I thought someone said Sting at some point.
I don't
pretty
know. I
sure-
might have
I'm
heard
pretty
an echo in the
sure
background
I,
a little bit.
Thought it really loudly. It was probably me.
I said Sting.
Yeah,
Guys.
so wait, good.
This is fucking ridiculous. Can we just get beyond Thunderdome already?
That was like a good stretch, but I commend you for it. Ric Flair and Sting defeated the Great Muta and Terry Funk. And the special guest referee for that was Bruno Sammartino.
Bruno Sammartino.
Bruno Sammartino. Tuesday nights. This is what happens. Question to the audience. What was the final match ever at Halloween Havoc? I said Havoc weird. Halloween Havoc, and who won that match? Now, because I just mentioned before that we had that special cage gimmick match or whatever, I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. It wasn't a standard singles match. So, final match ever at a Halloween Havoc event. Who won that? If you think you know or you want to take a random ass guess, you can leave a comment below on YouTube, or you can send a tweet at SmarkOutMoment with the hashtag AskHim. Next week, I'll tell you who gets it right, who gets it wrong, any other information I need to tell you as well. And we are going to continue on in part 2. Hot tags coming up. Stay tuned if you are on iTunes and Stitcher, and if you are on YouTube, all you got to do is click on that next part, and we'll get into the hot tags.